Okay, welcome to lesson 2 on box plots in Excel. So this is to follow on from the first one. The first one was just demonstrating how you could build a single box plot using one lot of data. So now we're going to be a bit more sophisticated, and so what we have here is the Noosa heads data, but the one that's been sorted into the 4 5-year blocks. Really, it's 5-year blocks, I guess. So you know, the 1990 to 95, etc. blocks. So let's just start with this summary I have here. So in the previous lesson, you could see that we had these. I think I called these stacks. These things here, we call them stacks. And now we have stacks for each of the 4 time periods, and we have the differences between the quartiles. So these numbers in here are essentially the numbers that go straight towards creating the stacked bars, which in turn become our box and whisker plots. So the idea now is that we want to compare box and whisker plots over the 4 periods. So desirably we'd like to see 4 box and whisker plots sort of, you know, arranged on top of each other, pretty much in this sort of fashion here. Okay, so this is one I prepared earlier, obviously, and this one here is not including the outliers. Okay, here's another one here which also doesn't include the outliers, but there is room in the graphing space here for those outliers to be shown, and if I highlight it in that way, you can see where those outliers would be if we had them plotted in. So the old maximum was here, the new maximum is here. So we've seen this in class already, so let's not get bogged down. So really the idea, well, I keep saying that, so I'm going to use a different word. The aim here is to show you step by step how we go from this data here to this data here, or in turn this data here, these graphs. If you're not sure where this came from, well, it's really just looking at each time period, doing a 5-number summary, finding the interquartile range, working out your outliers, and then sorting out your stacks. Okay, doing this for each of the time periods. As you can see, they're all in there. And then what I've done is I've copied these across into just a tab, a sheet here, which I've called summary. One thing I should mention actually is, and some of you might have troubles in doing this. So if, let's say, I highlight these numbers, copy it, and let's take it over to summary, and I want to paste it in here. Let's see what happens. So let's just go paste. All right, now that's no good. So I guess the problem here is that we're taking data here. These are not pure numbers. These are actually numbers that have been calculated from formulas. Okay, so in a sense, what we're really doing is we're transferring formulas across. So the way around it, though, is to probably start again. So we'll just delete. Okay, I don't know what it is with Excel on a Mac, but it won't let me delete more than one cell at a time in this sort of way. I'm sure there's a way of doing it. I'm yet to figure that out. So anyway, let's just ignore that for the moment. So over here, right-click. I've still got that table of numbers in my. I still have them copied, so I'm going to paste, but I'll do a paste special. Okay, now none of that there is what I want to do, by the way. So I'm just going to cancel that. This should work. In Excel on Microsoft, in Windows, it should work. Paste special should be a way to do it, and you do values only. It's not working here, so the way we can do it here is just to do paste, but then see this little icon here, if we click on that and we just go with that second option there, which was match the destination formatting, whatever that means. It matches the original. I don't know. Anyway, it did the job. There it is. And that's basically how I made sure that I had the values here that I needed and not some strange thing like that. Okay, so anyway, let's ignore that. In fact, best way to ignore it is to undo it. Oh, no. Yeah. All right, so this data here, highlight all of it. Okay, we've got 4 columns of data. Go into stacked bars. We've got, how many bars here have we got? We've got 6 now. As before, we've got our axes back to front. So we need to go in here, hit the right button here. We need to switch these around. Done, good. Let's also move our chart into a new sheet. I'll just call this, I don't know, hello. Because I'm going to delete this anyway. All right, so this is it here. Now, pretty much to create our box and whiskers, we do the same as we did before. And conveniently, we can do all of these concurrently as if we're just doing one anyway. So just to give you a sense of how that works, let's say I want to do my boxes. So my boxes are probably these 2 here. Yes, purple and the olive, or green. I don't know. Everyone sees colours differently, so I see that as some sort of shade of green, some light shade of green. You can argue with me on what that is. Anyway, so let's start with the purple zone here. Now notice if I just highlight it like that, I'm highlighting all of the purples in all of the bars. So that means if I format one of these, I can actually format all of them. And I think there's even a possibility of just doing one at a time as well. So if you want to color code them, if you like, unlike me, I'm just going to get rid of the fill completely and just have it as white space. But if you'd rather have those filled, you can color code them. You can do them different colors in that way. I think I'm pretty sure. All right, so let's just do all of these together. So as we did before, right click, format data series. We're going with the solid black line, and we're going with no fill. Philip. There, gone. This one, same thing. No fill. And the line is, what am I doing? The line is black. Done, good. There it is. And remember error bars. So for the upper error bar, we have to highlight that box. For the lower error bar, we have to highlight that box. That seems strange, but that's how it works. So let's do the upper error bar. That box there, chart, layout, error bars, options. And notice we're doing all of these together. Error bars. We're doing the plus one with a cap, custom, specify the value, positive. So where's our data?